All right, here on the back, we are going to talk about golf. In golf, each hole has a par number, which is the number of times you are expected to hit the ball and get it into the hole. So sometimes it's a shorter distance, and they might call that a par 3, where from the time you tee off until the time you chip it in, a good golfer could do that with just 3 strokes. But sometimes you might have a par 5. It's a long hole or there's a turn in it. And that means if you're a good golfer, from the time you tee off until the time you chip it in, you should be able to get it in 5 strokes. You know what your score is if you do that? 0. 0 is a good score for that hole. It means the people thought you should be able to get it into the hole in 5 strokes, and you did that. That means you're a good golfer. Your score is 0. 0 is a good score for golf.
My brother's roommate, he competed on like TV on the golf, one of the really competitive like golf things, and my brother and him play golf all the time.
That's wonderful. All right, so let's talk about if you are a fabulous golfer. Let's say it's a par 5. If you get the ball into the hole in 5 hits, 5 strokes, your score is 0. That's really good. What if you're so good, you get it in 4 strokes? Okay? That's called 1 under par. And your score is -1. A -1 is a really great score for that hole in golf. So if you do it in fewer strokes, if you are under par, you've got a negative score. But let's say you had a bad hole. It's par 5. You had to hit the ball 7 times to get it in there. What's the difference between 5 and 7?
7,
2 more. Your score for that hole is a +2, +2. That's not good. Okay? Now, it would be good for me because I'm not a good golfer. But when you see competitions on TV, tournaments on TV, a +2 for them, that's like, whoa, I'm worried about my sponsors if I keep scoring like this. So when you, if any of your parents watch golf on TV, just stop for a minute and look at the scores, and you will see on the leaderboard, you'll see negative scores. That's why the leader might have a -11, and the people that are not close to him might have a -6 or a -5. So with golf, the more negative your score is, the better. So let's keep reading here. If you are on a par 3 hole, then you are expected to get the ball into the hole after 3 strokes. If it takes you 4 strokes, then your score on that hole is a +1 because you made it into the hole using 1 stroke over par. If it only takes you 2 strokes, then your score on that hole is -1 because you made it into the hole using 1 stroke under par. In the game of golf, the winner is the one with the most negative score. You might find it easier to use a number line for the following example. All right, here we go. The Warriors Middle School sent their best golfer to compete in a district tournament. On the first hole, this golfer was 1 stroke under par or had gotten 1 less stroke than expected. What integer represents his score so far? -1. I hope everybody was listening. Hannah, thank you for answering. All right. On the next hole, Addie, he made it in 2 shots less than expected. What is his new score? What do you think, Addie? 2 shots less than expected. That's a -2. Now, guys, that's not the question though. The question is, what is his overall new score? So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to look at a number line. After one hole, his score was -1, right? What just happened to his score? Because on the next hole, he made it in 2 shots less than expected. So he just went which way on the number line? 2 shots. Left. So here's left. Now on a number line, what's this first number to the left of -1?
2.
-2. What's this next number? -3. So that's where he is right now. The overall score is -3. Hey, Graham, we're up at the tee box again. On the next hole, he made the hole in 2 strokes over par. So where's that going to move us on the number line?
-4.
No, we're standing right here. This is our score right now. See where I am? On this next hole, he made the hole in 2 strokes over par.
We go right 2 strokes.
So from here, count with me.
1, 2.
All right, so where does that put us? On -1. That's where we are right now. I'm going to fill that in. John, on the next hole, he made the hole in 1 stroke under par. Where's that going to move us?
-1 or left.
Left, how many steps? Left 1 step. And where does that put us? At -2. So that's where we are right now. All right, here we go. Hannah, on the next hole, he made the hole at even par. What's that going to do with us on the number line? Leave it where it is. Even par is a score of 0 for that hole. It keeps you where you are. Your score is still -2. And Addie, on the next hole, he made the hole in 2 strokes under par. What is his new score? Where am I going to need to move?
You're gonna need to move.
Say something, honey. How many steps am I going to take? On the next hole, he made the hole in 2 strokes under par. How many steps am I going to take? Which way am I going? Going left. 1, 2. So what's that number right there? It's -4. That's where he ends up. So his overall score so far, this is a really good golfer, by the way. If he's doing this well in middle school, colleges are already looking at him. So anyway, that's his score right now. He's still got a lot more golfing to do, but that's his score. So a number line's really helpful here. Okay? And this thing at the bottom, just scratch through that. That was left over from something else. Okay? So